And hi, everybody. This is Stu Paul, the voice of the women's basketball team, and this is the podcast for UTSA women's basketball for the week of December 14th. Always a pleasure to have the head coach of the Roadrunners, Luby Lichonczak, and after a 10-day layoff due to finals, the Roadrunners were back in action yesterday in Norman, Oklahoma, but lost to a very tough Oklahoma team by a score of 80-41. But Luby, I have to say that first half, everything was just about even, Steven, and then the wheels came off in the second half. I know it was a lesson learned for everybody, and your thoughts on the game.
I don't know if I can express my thoughts on a podcast. You're right. The first half was outstanding. I thought, we were focused, we were energized, we made some shots, we made some stops, and for whatever reason, we didn't come out of the locker room as we should have. Maybe I've kept them in there a little too long, talking. We need to get out and get moving and get ready to go to second half. When you're playing a top 20 team, they take advantage of every little mistake you make. And if you don't come out ready, they will bury you the second half. So that's kind of what happened to us. Excuse me. And it spiraled downward from there. And again, lesson learned, you can't allow that to happen. We're looking forward to being at home here with this 3-game home stretch and getting after it again.
I really felt, especially with the first half, this team shows they're capable of competing against anybody. I like the way you sagged on Kaylin Williams, forcing her into a couple of turnovers early on, but once Gabby Ortiz got her three-pointers working, and it seems like that's been the problem with this team, allowing the three-pointers to come back and haunt the Roadrunners, something I know you're trying to correct.
Yes, we are. We're working on closing out and taking away three-point shooters in games, and we'll keep working at it. It's a recognition thing, knowing that you've got to move as the ball's in the air. It's too late to move once someone has caught it.
You had a chance to practice. I saw a couple of new skills, especially trying to help the players improve their aggressiveness toward the basket. Anything you like about that, as well as what other drills have you done to try to prepare for tomorrow against Howard Payne?
Well, you can't do too much with only one day rest. You tend to put yesterday's game behind you and you focus on the next one. Drills are at a minimum. It's very game-specific offense, very game-specific defense. So we did have one kind of fun drill that we did. We kind of rolled the ball out to the middle of the floor, have them go dive on it, come back against the pad and try to score against Ella. Ella's pounded them pretty good, so it was kind of fun. It seemed like the players got into it, yelling and screaming, encouraging each other, and that's what you want. You want to keep the atmosphere upbeat.
No doubt, everybody to try to get loose and to be on the same page. And even though you have only one day to prepare for Howard Payne, could you tell me more about them going into the game tomorrow?
Well, I think you got to pressure them. We played them last year, and that seemed to bother them, and we'll see if they've adjusted and can handle that. And their point guard is leading them in scoring with about 20 points a game. She scores in a variety of ways. She scores from the three. She scores getting to the rim, and she scores at the free throw line. She's got very excellent numbers, and we're going to have to try to take her out of the game against them.
What about the inside game as well? I know you're working hard trying to get Tisha and Dempsey going, Tisha Smith and Dempsey Thornton going to try to get them acclimated to reach their potential.
We need inside scoring. It's more difficult to guard a team if you can go in and go out. I think we've improved our three-point shooting this year, and I think we've got to accompany that with more inside scoring.
Well, like you said, also the 3-game homestand coming up. You play Howard Payne tomorrow night. You play Texas A&M Kingsville on Saturday, and then UT Arlington and Old Fold from the Southland Conference on Monday. So at least it's nice that you're getting a stretch of games, and that not only pushes more of the intensity, but at least it gets the team to be not only less stale, but at the same time more prepared for those games.
Being at home helps. You don't have to worry about the travel. You don't have to worry about meals, finding places to eat, all that. So it's a comfort level, and we like playing at home. And I think thus far, I love our energy at home. I love the intensity that we bring. We've got to learn to take that with us on the road for an entire game.
They say the road is always the real big challenge, of course, when players are away, but still you have to learn to play on the road, and the Roadrunners will do that once especially the new year gets underway when we have the Conference USA portion of the schedule happening. So this is going to be a pretty good test for the next couple of weeks, I would imagine.
It will help us. We need to build some momentum coming into the conference play, and having 5 games here at home will do that for us.
I was impressed the way Kasia Kidrowska came through, just like Carly Heidemann nailed a couple of threes. It seems like her comfort level is starting to increase.
Normally, that's what it takes with junior college players. It takes them that first semester to get relaxed, understand what you're doing offensively, and feel comfortable out there rather than thinking about things. So it looks like it's starting to come around for her, and we need her.
Well, besides the offense that needs to improve, especially trying to take better shots, anything else you saw on the defensive side during the practice that you liked?
Well, defense starts with how committed and how much energy you bring. If you've got that, you can make corrections and adjustments as to what someone is doing or not doing. So that's where you've got to start. And I liked our energy today after a tough road game, a tough road trip back home. I like how we're approaching things right now.
Because it seems like when the tempo picks up, once this team gets into that rhythm, once they get to move the ball around more, I've noticed that when they play with more aggressiveness and even more confidence, it seems like they get better quality shots.
It's true of any team. If people here watch the Spurs, if you get the ball moving from side to side, you get teams to break down. And even if they come out at you when they're running out at you and closing out, that's the opportunity for you to take it to the basket. So, and again, I thought the first half of Oklahoma, we had that. We had a little more action side to side. Second half, we got a little impatient. We were down. We thought we could make it up right away, and you can't play that way. You need the ball to move. Unless you get like phenomenally hot, it doesn't work.
I hear you. Well, Luby, best of luck tomorrow against Howard Payne. Looking forward to now that we're back home sweet home here at the Friendly Confines and Convocation Center. Always a pleasure to chat, and hopefully being on the homestand for the rest of this December and the 2015 portion of the year. I hope that a winning streak will happen, and keep at it, and go get them tomorrow.
Well, I hope our fans come out. I think our players enjoy it when the stands are full and the energy's behind them, and I hope to see all of you tomorrow night.
Thanks again, Luby.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Luby Lichonczak, the head coach of the UTSA Roadrunners. Don't forget, tomorrow, Tuesday, December the 15th, when Howard Payne will be in town. It'll be a 7 p.m. tip-off time, and hope you can make it out here, or otherwise, if you can, all the action will be right here on GoUTSA.com, and I'll have the pregame at 6:45. Thanks for tuning in for the week of December 14th. This is Stu Paul reporting on GoUTSA.com, and we will be talking basketball once again.